The term New World Order is often used in politics to describe the effects of globalisation. Conspiracy researchers use the term in a darker sense to describe a one-world totalitarian government. If such a power is all-pervading, is resistance practically useless? Now, resistance could be at any level, of course.
What goes up must come down. Resistance is never useless, provided it is effective. There is a new world order, and I personally don't use the term conspiracy theory because that is a term of denigration, as though it's just a mad idea.
Well, I put conspiracy researchers into that question very deliberately.
Yeah, but I'm saying
sure.
because that a conspiracy theory means that people are just thinking there might be a conspiracy. A new world order is not a conspiracy; it is a fact, and it has been with us since the end of World War II. With the Bilderberg Group and their Committee of 300, where a load of people who were extremely right-wing of their policies, a Fourth Reich through commerce. And if you have sufficient financial resources you wish to compound, then you are sometimes invited to join. But it is not pro rata. It is very, very biased. Out of the 300 committee members that run this, 200 of them are American.
Oh, I didn't know that.
One is Icelandic. And it's on that thing. I think there are about 3. I do actually have the whole list of the members. I think there are 3 from Switzerland or something ridiculous. Now look at the financial impact that Switzerland has on the world. But it has minimum account. Britain doesn't have that amount. Majority, 2/3 of it, are American, and the firms, you've never heard of these firms, but they are dictating that you wear their products or eat their food. That is the job. It's a new world order in as much as you place your order and you are part of the world and they're servicing the world. Choice is out of it.
So I believe the term goes back, well, I know Richard Nixon used it, and it goes back though to H.G. Wells, who wrote a book called The New World Order, apparently.
Yes.
Which was in the early, well, what's now the last century, 20th century. It was Fabian society, and it was a kind of socialist type of utopia.
Well, this is
idea.
not socialist, this is the opposite side of the coin. These are money men.
So that's really what we would call globalisation now as well.
Yes. Well, you have big multinationals who buy property all over the world, so therefore their interests are global, and it is their interests, not your interests. And they will do a few things in broad public light to show how good they are, but they do 20 things in the back of you that are not good. And their businesses do not benefit you in the street. You'll be eating the same food, listening to the same music, wearing the same clothes, wherever you are on the planet. This is not good for the spirit of man. Man must be individual. He is not a 1984 robot. You know?
How do you feel about David Icke's theory, as described in his books The Biggest Secret and Children of the Matrix, where he says the world is ruled by reptilian entities who incarnate through certain bloodlines? According to David Icke, I'm going to read this with a straight face, they can even shapeshift. There are many witnessed accounts.
David, yes. I had a conversation with him when he was last in Brighton. We hadn't seen each other for a little while. When I did know him previously, he was an under-reporter on the sports programme for the BBC. I won't say he's come a long way in the intervening years, but there again, education would pay in his case. He refers to the lizard people when he actually means dragons, and dragon doesn't mean lizard, it means overseer.
Obviously the heraldic medieval dragon is very much a reptilian creature that we would think of as a lizard. Just
Draco. Yes.
Yeah.
But it actually means one who sees. And yes, there were tribal beasts that represented certain tribes, and the dragon animal, the lizard, crocodile, whatever its genesis point was, has become misshapen into that. But all tribes had their mark, as their tribal beast, their totem. And he is confusing all of that. Now, what does he mean by shape-shifting? Changing into dragons?
Well,
Elizabeth changing into a dragon? No. She's so too set in her ways. I'm not saying she couldn't. I could see her son having a go. But Lizzie? No.
You don't reckon?
No, definitely not. I would say David Icke's interest in spirituality is entirely tied down to the size of his bank account. It's a business. It has nothing spiritual about it, and it doesn't even have any truth.
I mean, he says some things, obviously, that about the New World Order, which you probably concur with, but not certain strands
Yeah, but what does he do? He's going to everybody else's site on the web, and he's pinching everybody else's ideas, and then he's claiming that they're his, and they're not. He's changed his song to so many different, to fit so many different scenarios, and he's sort of developing his ideas. No, he's pinching ideas so that he can say something salacious, so he can sell yet another book and buy himself another shell suit. He's not right in anything that he's put forward because he doesn't understand the material that he has lifted from other authors.
You think he may be drawing parallels between different sets of material that he's seeing in...
Well, you can draw a parallel between the headlight on a car and a stars in the sky. They're bright, shiny things and they're moving. But that's about as far as that parallel will work. Parallels with the ignorant and the inept are about as useful as a wet blancmange on a rainy day.